Hello guys, welcome to UDS quickest movie reviews. Please hit the subscribe and bell icon to get all our updates. Today we are going to start our show with a very sad news. The two of our legendary actors, Mr. Imran Khan and Mr. Rishi Kapoor, are no more. May their souls rest in peace. And today our first short film has something related to these two actors. Our short film's name is Karma. The short film is based on cancer and with a message of never to give up. So the plot of the story starts when this young guy is confirmed with stage 3 lung cancer. The guy gets heartbroken, frustrated, and starts enacting his frustration and anger on everyone around him, especially the loved ones. However, he starts his treatment. And that day, when he goes for his treatment, he meets another gentleman who is suffering from a level 4 cancer or stage 4 cancer. Who is this guy? What is he going to teach this young man? How does he show a ray of hope to this young guy? What happens next is the end of the story. The story is very good. It is emotional. It has a motivation at the end. Coming to the actors, they did their part, but I could see they were not in a sync. For example, this scene where wife gets a glass of water and husband throws it on ground, frustrated, screaming on this lady. It was supposed to be very emotional. It was supposed to, have the most performance that an actor could give. But I could see a lot of prediction happening there. Like, husband is already making his mind that he has to throw this glass of water, and wife is like, okay, fine, he knows he's going to throw. So why would I bother about it? It doesn't work out like that. That is the exact place where a performer should perform. And I see that was missing. The second thing about actors. In a few places, I see an actor speaking out his dialogue and becoming blank. Or maybe he's thinking about his next dialogue and he's not listening to the other actor who is speaking. This could be easily noticed on a camera. If it was on a stage, audience only look at the person who is talking. This is camera and it spares no one. So I suggest these actors to work on the chemistry between each of them. I see the film was done in a very hurried mode. I don't know what the deadline was, but I think they had to take some time. I suggest you guys to take some time, work on the crafts, get together, exchange your thought process, then understand the characteristics, work on that, have some workshops. That would really enhance your particular vision. And that also enhances the quality of short film that you're going to do. I think that really helps an actor to act well cinematographer to understand his camera well, a director to understand his vision much better. The film was directed by Mr. Anish T. Anish, Anish has done his work very professionally, but I would suggest him to work on his skills. It could be better actually. Praveen Kona has given a great story along with Mr. Akash Deep Sharma. He could not do the same magic with the screenplay. Screenplay was a bit lagging and it was too predictable. As I always say, even when you are giving a message, try not to keep it predictable. When person starts predicting the story in the very beginning of your short film, why would he see it till the end? So I suggest Praveen to, give it a bit surprise factor, and try to, play with the characters a bit more. It was too plain. I was like, okay, the next scene would be this, the next scene would be this, the next scene would be this, and trust me, I could understand the end right in the beginning. I think Praveen will work on that. Coming to camera, Mr. Srihari, the DOP of the film, has done a good job. Unfortunately, it could not add any mileage to the short film, as most of his shots were static, where a lot of shots could have been better. I really like the opening shot where the hero is sitting inside a car, frustrated, screaming. It was really good. But after that, I could not see a single shot which enhances the scene quality or the implementation of your story or the emotional leverage required for the film. And coming to the sound, as I already told, it really disappointed me. I mean, imagine the first scene where a doctor is confirming this fellow that you have lung cancer stage 3, and you could hear a horrible noise of traffic. Though it is possible that the hospital is right beside the main road, your story doesn't require that ambience, and it is really killing your scene. Why would you even implement such ambience when they are not required? Even if it is a sync sound, you could have taken off the noise from that scene, which was quite a bit surprising for me that the sound guy did not give his attention to the detail. It is hospital, boss. Why would you need traffic noise there? And there are a lot of places where echo was disturbing. A bit of, maybe they have tried a sync sound or something, but I think it didn't work out with the subject. I'm sure they're going to work on the sound from the next short film. I really appreciate their effort, and they did deliver the message. The message was well delivered, and the movie is very good. It's a good attempt, but could have been much better than what we can see. I'm sure they're going to implement these suggestions in the next upcoming short films or films. And I appreciate their dedication towards the short film, and I would rate this particular film a 2.5 stars. Hey guys, do you remember this horror film, The Evil Dead? Yeah, the same Evil Dead which got produced at least 4 times, almost with the same story and the same scary stuff. I never saw a short film which has sequels. And this story that we are going to discuss now is exactly the opposite of what I said now. This is the first time I saw a short horror film, part 1, which is just released, and its name is Noor Mahal. Noor Mahal Part 1. I haven't yet seen the second part of the movie yet. I don't think they have released it yet. But I got interested when I saw the title. The title and the poster was so appealing that I could not stop myself from taking a peek. The Noor Mahal plot of the story is very simple. As I told earlier, it is a bit similar, but not exactly, to Evil Dead. The story begins when these two young guys plan to go somewhere. Maybe on the way, their bike had some problem, it had some flat tire or something, and they decide to repair the bike or maybe move forward. And as they noticed that it was too cloudy and was going to rain, it was going to rain, they decide to stay somewhere for the night and then move on to their destination. This is when they come to this place called Noor Mahal. So, this watchman of this place, he takes about 500 bucks and lets them in. And when as he tells them that there is no power and no idea when it is going to come, so they had to manage that night with the candles. So they comfortably start sleeping in a candlelight. And suddenly one of these guys starts hearing weird noises. Taking a candle, he walks out. What happens to him is a question mark. The second guy also wakes up, looking that his friend is missing. He starts seeking for this friend. As he sees, we see a third person. The story is incomplete because maybe it is going to continue in the second part or maybe third part. It depends. So there is no mention of web series, so I presume this is a short film. What happens to these guys? Who is that other guy? Where is the watchman? Where were the guys planning to go? Why is he holding these people as hostages? Is there an evil spirit in this house? All this, I think we have to wait till part 2 releases. Now, the director of the film, Mr. Haider, has done a great job. I'm sure he follows a lot of Hollywood films because the quality of the film is not less than a Hollywood horror film. He knows where to creep his audience and where to use silence. He really is good with his understanding of light technique, or maybe he has a very good camera. It is at this point too early to tell you his story narrative skills because there was not really much that happened in the short film which we saw. But I'm sure in the coming days, I would really love to see what exactly his story skills are. Coming to the other details, as I told, he had a very good hero, Mr. G. Ravichandra. He has done a fab job. Especially those night shots were amazing. I mean, I know how painful it is to shoot with only one candle or candlelight. Mimicking a candlelight is not easy. I'm sure the movie had a very good editor, but still, if a camera person doesn't deliver or DOP doesn't deliver a proper footage to editing or editor, I'm sure the movie, the quality of the visual would not be the same. And as we are talking about editing, I could see there were a little bit of lags in editing. The cuts should have been more sharp. When we are talking about a horror film, the life of horror film is always in the hands of editing. If you can give a sharp editing, it really enhances the feel. It's not only short horror film I'm talking about. Any movie that is emotionally playing its game should always have a sharp cut. That is what I believe in. Any thriller, any thriller or a horror film will be shaggy if it doesn't have a sharp cut. So I think editor should take a note of, you know, I think editor should be more careful while he's cutting. While he's cutting. Other than that, he has done a fab job um, coloring the film. It is well, the CG of the film is fantastic. The Rhine shots or the CG of Rhine is really up to the mark. Coming to the actors of the film, you see what happens here when you're talking about short horror films. We will, the audience always have to get connected to these characters. Number two, they should perform every single possible nook and corner of the scene. They cannot relax. Absolutely, they cannot relax. I see these actors were too relaxed for the film. The script, the camera, the editing, the feel was so intense, and your actor is relaxed. That will really spoil the show. I'm not telling they have done a bad acting, but then they were relaxed. They were good at their acting skills, but they were relaxed. A movie like Noor Mahal should be intensely moving around and not relaxed. Where I see most of the time your actors were relaxed. I suggest director to take care of this. With all these things, I rate Noor Mahal a 3-star film. And I wish them all the best for the next part. I'm waiting for it. Our third film today is a Tamil film named Endhai. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. I'll also tell you the translation of it in English. It is my father. Yandai is my father. Is a very interesting concept. To start with, a lot of Tamil films are mostly related to a love story. Love stories like a guy meets this girl, they fall in love, blah 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 blah, and a happy ending. They never talk about how these people convince their parents. Never. And what are the reaction of their, family members, or how exactly did they convince? I never seen a movie like that. But coming to this film, Yandai, the movie starts exactly at the point where almost all the films start ignoring that particular sequence. The sequence is simple. So, coming to the plot of the film, there's this girl and a guy who are already in love, and wants to meet each other. So they meet at this local park kind of thing, or maybe a park. So interestingly, the girl starts calling one by one all her family members. For example, she calls her brother, who is younger to her. She again calls her older brother, and she starts introducing this guy, saying that she loves this guy and what is their opinion. So they give their opinions and they start moving away. Now, this is a point where she had to call her father. The father, when he walks into this park, she introduces the guy. Now, what happens next is a question that you have to watch yourself. Will the father reacts in the same typical Tamil Nadu father style? Will he accept? Will he reject? How will she convince him? And what about her brothers or her family members? What do they do? How this movie ends is most beautifully captured. The movie is directed by Martin Philip Arogjaraj Nova. Mr. Martin has done a great job with the script, and his skill of screenplay can be seen in every single frame of the film. However, Martin did the same mistake what most of us as short filmmakers do. Though we are very skilled in almost every single craft which comes around, for example, story, screenplay, dialogues, direction, editing, sometimes camera, you should not do everything. Why? I'll tell you why. Story is an idea. Screenplay is when you elaborate this idea onto the screen. And then you start directing your actors. So, the thing is, you're enhancing this idea into screenplay, and then you're programming this idea onto your actors and letting them do what they do. But then, as a director, you will be struck to your ideology or the sense of understanding of that particular idea. So you make sure you get exact visual of that particular idea, what you have in your mind. That's not wrong. But the thing is, when you start writing dialogues, you will be struck with that particular idea and you will be enacting yourself as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 characters, what you have built. So you have managed to put yourself into a 5 different people, and you will understand and you will see that all these 5 people are behaving exactly like what you behave. So that is one minus point, because you cannot see anything new in these 5 different characters. Number 2, the language, the body language, the style of the film will be single and it will not have a multiple division of characteristics. What happens when you don't have multiple characteristics? Then you will see a film with 5 people behaving same. And it is impossible in this world that 5 people can behave same at the same point of time and same given situation. So it becomes monotonous. So when monotony hits screen, no matter how good the script is, no matter how good your screen play skills are, it becomes boring. So I suggest Mr. Martin to manage and give chances to others. I'm sure you would have discussed this a lot with other people, but then when you are the decision maker, you only decide what is in your mind and you will be struck to that particular idea. And that is what happened in this movie also. I see most of the characters talking the same style, same way, and they start behaving in the same, single kind of ideology, which could be, different, and yet you could have made this interesting. And as I told, Miss Martin has also did editing for this film, which was really good. Some very good color techniques. Uh, I could see more teal and orange approach in this entire film. It was cool, very cool to your eyes. I really enjoyed every single frame of this. Cinematic frames were delivered by Mr. Venkatesh Vivekananda, who was the DOP of the film. He has done his job very well. So coming to sound part of the film. Sound part of the film was, to be frank, was not well handled, because number one, I could see there were a lot of places where ambience were either mute or missing, or maybe they are very low that we could not recognize. Though ambience are not really that important in a film, but then when you want, when your movie is so appealingly sweet, ambience will always be an add-on to your feel. The movie really enhances. So the movie really get enhanced when the proper ambience of you know made there. And second thing is about the dubbing. I don't know how the film was dubbed. I could see a lot of places where there was no sync. I mean, imagine this heroine and hero are talking, and suddenly heroine's lips are not moving at all, and the dialogue is going on. It is at these points that you, no matter how much you are involved into the film, you'll start noticing what is wrong with this. I mean, the character is so beautifully built, and I concentrate is the mistakes made by these actors. That really, loses concentration of your audience onto the film. And I suggest Mr. Martin to take care of this, because this is very important. Almost all the characters in the film had the same voice level. And even when someone is talking a secret, he has the same level of noise. It's the same level of volume. When someone are talking in a loud manner, they had the same volume level. I think leveling of the sound is much important. So coming back to the film, it's a very interesting subject. I really love when these kind of subjects. I mean, they are very regular subjects, but then the way you put it across, screenplay, the level of understanding of the particular plot, really makes it special. So I'm going to rate this short film 3.5. And that brings us to the last short film of the show, Amma. Plot of the movie is so simple that we can tell it in one line. The plot of the film starts when this very old man who is staying alone, nothing much going on in his life. All he does is look at this blank TV, and he's recalling his friend who used to live in his village or the place where he is from, and decides to meet this Amma at least once before he dies. So he gets ready, he takes a bus, he goes to his village or the place, and he starts walking into this forest. He starts walking into this forest. Now, question is, will the old man meet Amma? Is Amma still there? Will Amma recognize this old man? And what happens when they meet? Is a beautiful ending given to the short film. Mr. Rajat R. Kaul, the director of the film, has done a wonderful job of embedding so many emotions in this short film, whose length is what, 6.8 seconds, 6 minutes 8 seconds basically. It shows the skills of this director and his understanding of the short film. The short film is so good and with a great message, thought provoking. Coming to the cinematography of the film, Mr. Abhishek Sharma has captured some very nice frames. It was so good that I could literally feel that I am traveling with this old man to meet Amma. When it is the magic of camera that will pull you inside the short film and make you feel what the old man himself is feeling. Mr. Vinit Kadu is editor of the film. The film editing is done so seamless, and the color of the film really is unique, and it really makes you feel very relaxed, and your eyes are not strained. And most of the times, I could not notice when the scene has transacted to the next scene. And a great add-on to this film is Mr. Hemant Chakravarti's music or the song. The sound is so great, it really enhanced the movie to the next level. And do you remember, I was so excited to review this film because of this actor. The actor's name is Mr. Majid Khan, one of my favorite actors. In fact, I saw this film called Khat in 2014, which really inspired me towards short films. What's so great about this actor, you ask? Can you believe that Khat had only one actor? And Aamaa also has only one actor. Do you know how hard it is to pull when you are the only actor in the entire movie? The actor acts so well that you will forget there are no other characters in the film. Literally, you will start understanding characters' emotions even when he's not talking to you. The similarity between Khat and Aamaa are that the actor never talks a single dialogue in the film. It is a voiceover which is going and he's just enacting before camera. And can you imagine how hard it is? This actor really blows my mind off. And as an admirer of Majid Khan, I can say that this person can do magic on screen, which he did. Aamaa is one of the wonderful subjects that gives a great thought and a great message to every single filmmaker. In fact, it also gives message to every single viewer who is seeing this. I rated a 5 stars. And that brings us to the end of the show, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Please do let us know if you did enjoy or if you differ from the rating what we have given. I would really appreciate your suggestions in the comment boxes. And please hit the subscribe button and the bell icon if you are not yet subscribed to our channel. Till next week, this is Udai signing off. Have a great day.